Hi, this is Miss Pellegrin. Yesterday in your warm-up you worked on adding mixed numbers, and today you're going to be looking at subtracting mixed numbers. You had 5 minutes to do it, so we're going to go over those correct answers. So at the top of the page, it reminded us to change improper fractions to mixed numbers. So 6 times 4 plus 2, 6 times 4 is 24 plus 2 is 26 over 4 minus, and then 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13, so 13 over 3. Our denominators are not the same, so we need to change them. The common denominator here is going to be 12, so 4 times 3 and 26 times 3. And then to get to 12 here, we have to do 3 times 4 and 13 times 4. Okay, so we have 26 times 3, 18, 1, 6, 78. So our new fraction is 78 twelfths minus 13 times 4. 12, 5, minus 52 twelfths. So then we have 78 minus 52 is 26 twelfths. And an improper fraction we need to change to a mixed number. So 12 will go into 26 2 times. 2 times 12 is 24. Subtract leaves us with 2. 2 and 2 twelfths, which can simplify to 2. So or 2 and 2 will go into 2 once. 2 will go into 12 6 times. And the next one, 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 1 is 13 over 2, minus 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11 over 5. Our common denominator here is 10, so 2 times 5 is 10, 13 times 5, and then 5 times 2 is 10, so 11 times 2. So then we have 13 times 5, which is 15, 65. So we have 65 over 10 minus 22 over 10. So then 65 minus 22, 43. Change it to a mixed number. 10 will go into 43 4 times with 3 left over, so 4 and 3 tenths. Okay, so answers. Tonight you have the same homework to look over your study guide. We're going to go over that in a minute. To make sure your lesson 7 notes are done. Hopefully they already were. And to continue practicing on that Moby Max. To make sure you are ready for your quiz on Monday. We will be in the computer lab. In computer lab 7 tomorrow, so make sure you're meeting me over there so that you can take your quiz and you can have as much time as possible. Okay, go ahead. You are going to be turning in these warm-ups, so pause the video while they're getting turned in. Okay, so take out your study guide. And we're going to review over it. Okay, so find the following examples to review in your module. So these are the examples we need to be looking at. The whole other side of this is blank. So we could be adding notes, we could be adding examples. Any of the examples that are listed here would be great to rewrite, repractice, write the problem and try it on your own without the answer, and then check in your book to make sure that the answer was correct. All of the videos are online, so if you need to go back because maybe you were absent or maybe your notes are insufficient, you can go back and look at the notes to get some better answers, at least for these problems. Okay, so these are the things that you need to know, but I also gave you some examples of the types of questions that might be on it. So let's look at the box first to show work or reasoning. Remember, our work and reasoning can be those 3 words. The first word is about the signs. Are your signs the same or are they different? Your second word would be what operation are you doing? And then the third word would be is your answer positive or negative? Okay, so here we couldn't say these are additive inverses. And so that's why this is 0. One's negative 37, the other one is positive 37. That would work as my work or reasoning for this. Okay, next we see first word is about the signs, which are the same. Second word is the operation, so because they're the same, we're going to add. And the third word is if they're positive or negative. Well, they have the same sign, so they're both going to be negative. So then we're just adding the absolute values of 63. Negative 63 is 63, and then absolute value of negative 12 is just 12. And so we have 5, 75, and it is going to be, negative 75. Okay. Next, we need to rewrite this before we start using any of our words. Anytime you have subtraction, we have to rewrite it as addition. So this is going to be 9 plus 2. So signs are the same. We're adding, and it's going to be positive. So 9 plus 2 is 11. And it is positive. Okay, so again, we have subtraction. We need to rewrite it as addition. Add the inverse. So we have negative 18. And then we're going to add the inverse of negative 12 is positive 12. So now my signs are different. So we're going to be subtracting. And my answer is going to be negative because the 18 has a greater absolute value. So the absolute value of negative 18 is 18, and then 12, and then we're subtracting because we said that in our rules. 8 minus 2 is 6, and we did say it was going to be negative. Okay, which expression is equivalent to negative 4.7, so I see subtraction, so therefore I'm going to rewrite it. I haven't even looked at my answers yet. I need to rewrite this. And that should help me with my answers. So plus a negative 4.7. Let's see if that is one of our answers. So it's not the first answer. It's not the second answer. Oh, look, there's my answer, C. So this would not be the same because this is going to give me a positive, and I should be getting a negative from this answer, so there's some more work I can have. This one, again, is going to be positive because and it should have been a negative answer. And then this one, D, 3.3, subtraction, we change it to addition, adding the opposite. So again, it's a positive answer, and we should have been having a negative. So actually, D and B are the same problem. These two actually are equivalent. These two are equivalent. Okay. Whoops. A couple more examples. Which of the following scenarios could be modeled with opposite quantities combining to equal 0? So a circle's radius is half the diameter, and the diameter is twice the radius. So this is talking about multiplication and half, so that's probably not going to be our answer. Multiplying. So let's see. Jorge repays Francisco $3. So he's giving him $3. So that's positive 3. That he borrowed last week. So that would be negative 3. Okay, so this is looking promising. Nate ran 4 miles in half an hour. No, doesn't have anything to do. Okay, so this would be at most like multiplication or a proportion. Nothing that would equal 0. The area of a rectangle is 9 and the side and has a side length of 3. Okay, again, nothing that has a not positive and negative, no additive, inverse. So some sort of reasoning of why your answer is B, even if it's writing it within it. Your quiz tomorrow, you're going to be doing it on the computer, so you would need to write like A, no, not additive, inverses, or not positive and negative, or whatever your reasoning is. That's what you would need to write to show your work. Okay, which expression is equivalent? We have a subtraction problem. Let's rewrite it again as an addition. So on your test, you would write the number of the problem that you're working, and then you would be writing in, because you're going to have a blank piece of paper to be writing this on. So adding negative 7.3. Okay, so the first one is not the same as what I just wrote. The second one isn't either. The third one is not. The fourth one is. So let's go double check why the other ones aren't. And so if we rewrote this, 3.67 plus 7.3, those two things would be equivalent. And so here we're getting, again, a negative answer. Here my answer would be positive without solving anything. Here again, my answer would be positive. These two are equivalent. These two are. We needed to figure out what this was equivalent to. And so then this one we would be subtracting, and we would have a, which is what we're doing up here. We're subtracting because the signs are different, but our answer would be positive instead of negative. And finally, which context can be modeled by the sum 25, so that's positive, and negative 14. The total amount of money Nicole has if she has $14 in savings, so that's positive 14, and then earned $25, so it's positive 25, so that's not correct. The difference in the average high and average low temperatures of a city, if the average high is 25, so that's a positive 25, and the average low is 14 below 0, so that's negative 14. Okay, so that seems like maybe at least it has a positive 25 and a negative 14. Let's read on and see if there's anything else. The total number of points earned in a game if the player earned 25 points, so he's earning 25 points, and then lost 14 points, so that's a negative 14. So that looks like it has potential to be the answer as well. D, the difference between the highest and lowest points on a hill. If the lowest point is 25 feet below sea level, so that's negative 25, and the highest point is 15 feet above, so that's positive 14. So that can't be the answer either. So we're looking at B and C as potential answers, and we know the fact that there's only 4 answer choices, it should only be one answer. And it doesn't say select all, so we're going to go with there's only one correct answer here. We need the best. The difference in the average. Well, average means you're adding two things together, so you would be adding the 25 and the negative 14, but then you would be when you get your answer, 25 is 1, and then there's 2 temperatures, so then you divide by 2, so 2 would go into 11, etc. Okay, so that does not look like it's our answer because you are adding them together, but then you have to find the average, meaning you're dividing it. C, the total number of points. So total means all we're doing is we had this many points, 25, and then we lost this many points, and that gives me 11. So C is my final correct answer. Okay. Again, you could be writing A was positive 14 and positive 25, so that's not the answer. B, positive 25 and negative 14, but the word average is what made it not the correct answer, so therefore it was not B. That could be your work if you're not able to write within it like I was. Okay. Make sure you are reviewing your study guide tonight. Tomorrow you will turn it in before you start your quiz, and you're going to go ahead and open your book to where you left off yesterday, and we will finish up our notes. Again, make sure you're doing your best and being on your best behavior for our substitute. Have a good day.